Bharat, Bhishma told Arjun, Na kinchitam sarve prantyusmi dev nam yat kinchin mrityu parvedham karunarpite, which literally means this is the manner of death that I have chosen for myself, because a sense of awareness in death is far better being at the mercy of others. Euthanasia
इधर पक्ष से वो तो एक के बाद एक वैसे ही आएगा। हाँ, अब चुप हो जाओ। हाँ,
Good evening, respected sir and my fellow mates. First of all, I want to give a brief description about euthanasia. Euthanasia is also called as mercy killing, an act or practice of painlessly putting to death to a person suffering from painful and incurable prolonged disease, or acquiring physical disorder, or allowing such patient to die by withholding treatment or withdrawing artificial life support measures or by any active means. Because in most legal system there is no specific provision for it. It is either suicide if performed by patient himself or murder if performed by another person. There are two kinds of euthanasia: active euthanasia, killing a patient by active means, which is also known as aggressive euthanasia, for example injecting with a lethal dose of drug, whereas passive euthanasia refers to intentionally letting a patient die by withholding artificial life support such as ventilator or feeding tube. Further, it is divided into two parts: voluntary passive euthanasia and non-voluntary passive euthanasia. Generally, euthanasia is performed to a person who is under vegetative state, which refers to a state in which there is no scope of recovery for the patient. Therefore, today I, Megha Sharma, present amongst you all, and I choose to speak in the favor of euthanasia. Patients of severe ailment should have the right to do what they have want with their own life. Even centuries ago, Roman emperor philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote in Dignity that how I die is my decision, how I depart is my intention, my life is mine, so is my death, how I depart is my tension. For patients who are in vegetative state with no prospect of recovery,
अरे चुप हो जाओ तुम। हाँ,
letting them die prevents future needless and treatment efforts. Even if they are suffering, then allowing them to practice euthanasia prevents further suffering. Even in ancient times during Dwapar Yuga, dignity in death is most vital to an individual's right to exercise free will. Blessed with Ichha Mrityu, the grand patriarch of Mahabharata, Bhishma told Arjun, Na kinchitam sarve prantyusmi dev nam yat kinchin mrityu parvedham karunarpite, which literally means this is the manner of death that I have chosen for myself, because a sense of awareness in death is far better being at the mercy of others. Euthanasia merely helps a patient who is terminally ill to die with dignity. Let me bring in the light one of the most important cases in which Honorable Supreme Court of India was faced with the legality of euthanasia. Aruna Ramchandra Shanbag versus Union of India. A nurse of King Edward Memorial was brutally attacked by a sweeper and he wrapped a dog chain around her neck. He tried to rape her, but when he recognized she is menstruating, he brutally sodomized her. On next day, she was found in very severe condition and doctors declared that her brain is damaged. She went under persistent vegetative state for the next 36 years. One of her friends filed a writ petition and praying that respondent should be stopped feeding because she was under persistent vegetative state where she was unable to express herself, communicate. Here she was feeded with mashed food and she has no idea with what she was being feeded. The verdict was given on 7th of March 2011, and while delivering the judgment, Justice Markinde Kajju quoting Ghalib Mirza said, "मरते हैं आरज़ू में मरने की, मौत आती है पर नहीं आती." It was therefore made legal with proper court prescription under living will clause. I would like to present a major distinction between killing and letting a patient die by euthanasia. Many present here who spoke against the practice of legalizing euthanasia said it would be a wrong practice and no less than a killing. My question to them is, we let the starving people in our country die without expressing any kind of disapproval to their death for failing to save them. But if someone kills a starving people intentionally, we would think that as wrong, considering them as innocent in such a case scenario. To a such case scenario, I see no moral basis for distinction. Why? How is it not morally wrong in the case where we let them die, and how is it morally wrong where someone actually intends to kill them? Try applying the same logic to my points presented in favor of euthanasia. Thank you and have a nice day.
इसकी बात ये चल
अध्यक्ष महोदय,
क्या
मैं इच्छा मृत्यु के विपक्ष में तर्क देना चाहती हूँ। भारत में इच्छा मृत्यु और दया मृत्यु दोनों ही अवैधानिक है। आईपीसी की धारा 309 के तहत इच्छा मृत्यु को अपराध माना गया है। आईपीसी की धारा 304 के तहत दया मृत्यु को सदोष हत्या का अपराध माना गया है।
अरे चुप हो जाओ, इस टीम के
आजकल
2 नंबर माइनस कर दो। देखें ये इधर विपक्ष वाले जो उधर से है ना, ये लोग सुन नहीं रहे। 2 नंबर माइनस करो इस टीम के। हाँ तुम भी लिखो 2 नंबर माइनस। हाँ अब चुप हो जाओ, नहीं तो और हो जाएंगे माइनस। तुम्हारे वक्ता इतने अच्छे बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन तुम इस वजह से हरा दोगे टीम को। हाँ
आईपीसी की धारा 309 के तहत इच्छा मृत्यु को अपराध माना गया है और आईपीसी की धारा 304 के तहत इच्छा मृत्यु को सदोष हत्या का अपराध माना गया है। इसके अलावा आजकल मध्यम वर्ग में बुजुर्ग लोगों को बोझ समझा जाता है। ऐसे में इच्छा मृत्यु में कई दिक्कतें आ सकती है। साथ ही पैसों के लालच में कानून का दुरुपयोग भी कर सकते हैं। निकट भविष्य में इस मृत्यु के संभावित इलाज की खोज की संभावना भी हो सकती है और इच्छा मृत्यु की अनुमति देने से गंभीर रूप से बीमार लोगों की अच्छी देखभाल भी कम हो जाती है। इच्छा मृत्यु की अनुमति देने से मरणासन अवस्था में लोगों के लिए नए उपचारों की खोज भी नहीं की जाएगी। अध्यक्ष महोदय, चिंता की बात यह है कि स्वैच्छिक इच्छा मृत्यु की अनुमति देने वाला समाज धीरे धीरे गैर स्वैच्छिक और फिर अनैच्छिक इच्छा मृत्यु को शामिल करने के लिए अपने दृष्टिकोण को बदल सकता है। थैंक यू।
Whereas euthanasia is unnatural termination of life, which is inconsistent with the right to life. Now my second point. One of the opponent had argued that if euthanasia will allowed, then it will end the pain and the suffering experienced by the patient in his or her last stage. But here I would like to draw your attention towards palliative care. So question is, what is palliative care? So palliative care is a specialized medical care in which focuses upon providing patient a relief from pain and symptoms of the illness, no matter what is the illness or what's the stage of the illness. So by providing palliative care, we can make euthanasia a necessary exercise. Now my second point. Again, the opponent will argue that if euthanasia will allowed, then the energy of the doctors and the beds of the hospital can be used for those patients who are whose life can be saved.